Hello, and welcome to my first Christmas in July video. I've been trying to watch all roughly 1,000 Hallmark channel movies, and most of them are Christmas, so instead of squeezing them all into December, I decided to throw some into July. Our first movie is The Color of Rain from 2014 that I gave 3.5 out of 5. Gina's husband passes away on Christmas, and soon after, Michael's wife also passes. Their kids all go to the same religious school, and 2 months after his loss, he and Gina start having their kids hang out so everyone can support each other. About a year later, they start dating, but everyone in their lives tells them that they're moving too fast, so they call things off. Then everyone changes their tune and supports them, so he proposes to her at a Christmas pageant, and they get married. I feel like the best next partner for a widow is definitely another widow, so I do like that aspect. I do agree that a year is too fast, but I guess this one is based on a true story too. Number 2, The Christmas Secret, aka Flight of the Reindeer from 2000. Give this one 2 out of 5. The movie starts with a little boy named Jerry who helps a baby bird back into its nest, but afterwards he falls and a reindeer flies to catch him midair and set him safely on the ground. It fast forwards many years, and he's a professor with a family. He gets fired for his work on flying reindeers, but then he goes to the North Pole and re-meets the reindeer who helped him as a child. He flies back home where his family sees that it's all real. He ends up getting his job back as well and an award. I'd rate this higher if they had used CGI for the reindeer instead of a real animal. Other than that, I did enjoy it. Number 3, Finding John Christmas from 2003. I gave 2.5 out of 5. Mr. Matthews from Boy Meets World plays Hank, a firefighter who ran away after a tragic fire where he saved all but one person. He felt guilty and went into hiding. A photographer posts his picture in the paper, and his sister sees it and tries to track him down with the help of the town who has deemed him John Christmas. They reunite, she begs him to stay, he runs off again but comes back in the end because of course he does. He re-meets the angel that helped him out of that fire many years ago. I like these older Hallmark Christmas movies. They still have that special charm to them and aren't all about reuniting with exes when they travel back to their hometown and realize how sick of their big city lives they are. Number 4, The Sons of Mistletoe from 2001. I gave 4 out of 5. Jimmy runs a foster home that gets an insane deal on rent. The owner of the building dies and his daughter comes to take care of his properties, and she sells the building out from under them. Jimmy bombards her and introduces her to all of the boys, but it's too late. The boys protest her and rebel, but she ends up giving them a better house anyway. There's one kid who's struggling the most, so Jimmy tracks down his father and finds out that he's actually the dad, and they're both really happy when they find that out. And the kid immediately starts calling him dad. Foster kid stories always get to me. This was sweet, and we need more good foster homes. Number 5, A Christmas Visitor from 2002. I gave 4 out of 5. John died at 18 during a war, and his family stopped celebrating Christmas. 11 years later, his sister gets cancer, and they decide to celebrate. She tells her parents that she felt she didn't matter as much to them because they didn't care that she was still there to celebrate Christmas once her brother died. Realizing their selfish ways, everyone picks up and celebrates. While driving, the dad meets a vet and asks him to lie to his family and pretend he knew his son. I see where his heart is, but that's kind of messed up. The guy goes home with him and tells stories to the family about John that the dad hadn't told him. Later you see that he has the same scar on his neck as the son. He's an angel of some kind here to mend the broken family. He tells his sister to take a deep breath and that magically cures her cancer. It's definitely cheesy, but I did enjoy it. Number 6, A Carol Christmas from 2003. I gave 3.5 out of 5. Carol is a talk show host who turns sour. She is visited by the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future, and shown how nasty she's become. She wakes up from her dream and spends $1 million on the spot. I rated this so high because I was entertained, but if you're looking at the overall message, then it's pretty bad. She realizes that she's treated people poorly and only cared about herself on her way to the top, but her solution is money. I do think that what she did helps, but it gives a weird message that in order to gain forgiveness, you need money. She tripled her assistant's salary and gave her a house. She paid for all of the employees to go on a Hawaii vacation and threw a bunch of money at charity after openly admitting she'd put her face on products that she didn't care about just to raise the money. I don't know, the message is so off, but Tori Spelling being a bitch in a Hallmark movie was unexpected and elected. Number 7, When Angels Come to Town from 2004. Gave this one 3 out of 5. This movie reminds me of Twitches. There's quirky angels walking around to help bring the Christmas spirit back to 2 people in a small town. One whose ornament business is slipping and the other who's trying to get custody of her younger brother. Cheesy and fun overall. Number 8, The Christmas Card from 2006. I gave 2 out of 5. Faith sends Cody a homemade Christmas card while he's serving, and he instantly falls in love with her even though she's taken. Once he's out, he stays in her town, and he falls in love with her all over again, over some curly fries. Her partner proposes, she says yes, but then she takes it back and ends up with Cody in true Hallmark fashion. Number 9, The Santa Suit from 2010. I gave 4 out of 5. Drake owns a toy store that treats its employees poorly. He only cares about the bottom line until one day his physical appearance has turned into Santa. As Santa, he's awoken to how terrible of a job he's doing with the company, and he turns things around. Once he's better, Santa lets him have his appearance back. This is fun. I liked it a lot, and Kevin Sorbo gives me Cillian Murphy vibes. Number 10, Meet the Santas from 2005. I gave 3 out of 5. Nicholas Claus is next in line to become Santa. He has so much work to do at the North Pole that he doesn't have the time to get married. His fiancée and her son can't help him at the North Pole until they're married, so they're stuck in this loop. They try to rush the wedding for Christmas Eve, but she gets overwhelmed and doesn't feel worthy enough, so she calls it off. Later, they kiss and make up. He re-proposes, and they get married. This is fun for a single watch, but I don't think I'd rewatch it. Nicholas, who also played the dad in Tower Terror, has an annoying ho-ho-ho style laugh, and the on-again, off-again thing doesn't really appeal to me, but I had fun on one watch. Number 11, Farewell Mr. Kringle from 2010. I gave 3 out of 5. Annabelle is assigned to write a blog about a man who changed his name to Kris Kringle and brings Christmas cheer to the town of Mistletoe every year. While writing the blog, she learns that the man had lost his wife, and that's when he became Santa. She also falls in love with a guy named Mark, and the movie ends with their wedding and Santa giving her away. It's very random. Number 12, The Santa Incident from 2010. I gave 2.5 out of 5. People shoot down Santa thinking he's an alien, and children find him about to be crushed and drag him to safety. It's very action-packed for a Hallmark movie, at least in the beginning. Afterwards, a team is convinced that he's an alien and are investigating him. This one definitely is weird, but it was worth a watch as a passive viewing. Number 13, Cancel Christmas from 2011. I gave 2 out of 5. Santa has 30 days to prove children haven't lost their spirit of giving or he'll be out of a job. He has to make 2 Veruca Salt type boys change their ways. He succeeds, and they end up getting the kid that they've always bullied a super wheelchair that can walk upstairs. I'm very curious if this is an actual thing that exists. I've never seen one. That's it for now. I have a Hallmark movie playlist on here if you want to chat about other ones, and I'll bring you more when I feel like it.